Hi there, it's Wednesday. This might be take 3 of this video because I seem to be a little bit more particular, which reminds me of a story. 2 days ago, Maya and I went to the grocery store, and I had an interesting experience at the grocery store. Generally, I just go in and shop. I stay around the edges because that's pretty healthy, and I get the whole foods, and I don't really go into the center only for super special things because I don't eat a whole lot of processed foods. It's a rule. But after I picked Maya up from school yesterday, we were both so hungry, and when I got to the store, I couldn't find anything that I wanted to eat. I didn't approve of anything. I was totally the epitome of judgmental. I didn't want to put anything crispy in my belly because I didn't want to digest something crispy. I didn't want to get anything that I needed to cook because I was so hungry at that point. I didn't want anything with sugar in it. I didn't want anything with gluten in it. The list of things that I didn't want was so long that the whole entire store just looked awful, totally unappealing. And then I started thinking, like, why on earth is there so much food in this store anyway? Like, why aren't we growing our own food? And this is a glimpse into the neuroses of myself, which I'm entertained by them. They're kind of endearing and funny in ways. But the end of the trip was really like icing on the cake of strange grocery store experience. And I looked up and I saw a wall of cigarettes. And I used to smoke for like a year and a half when I was 19 and 20, and I developed some strange throat condition, polyps on my vocal cords, so I had to kick that habit about as fast as I started it. So I can appreciate addiction in that way. But I just thought, I was like, why are people continuing to sell these things? If we stopped selling them, then we wouldn't need to, then no one would buy them, and we could just stop this cycle from happening. But I'm sure people make tons of money off of it. And this is the process that I'm explaining to you is very reminiscent of my early 20s. I spent a lot of time judging other people's experiences rather than having my own experiences. And when I was at the grocery store, I wasn't in a good space because I was super duper hangry, they say. And so then when I got home and I got some food in my belly and had a nice conversation with a couple of different people regarding that whole neuroses of judgment, why do we have it? I realized that back in the day, I used to remember when something was irritating me or I just was confused about why it existed at all, to just remind myself that it does exist, and maybe in some ways it's toxic, but to bless that thing, bless it on its way, so that when it moves from its current form to the next form, so when that cigarette becomes a tuft of smoke, that someone enjoys that tuft of smoke. When someone grabs for another tub of ice cream, that ice cream feeds their soul. They can enjoy that, Everything can be an act of delight and joy. And it helps me a lot in my states of frustration with how the world is and how if I could create the world, which I don't want that job of creating the world. But sometimes I think that on a high horse I could do a really good job, but I don't think that I could actually do a really good job, So the job that I can do and that I love to do is to bless those things, bless the people, bless everything about the situation, and just let it be what it is. Because these things exist, and they exist for a reason. They probably exist to help us forget that we're awesome, so we can go through that super dynamic process of figuring out what we're capable of. Empowerment happens slowly. Little bits happen overnight, and then we get tastes, but slowly, slow and steady wins the race with figuring out how amazing you are. So wherever you are on your path, I'm grateful for that, and I hope that you continue to plug along, creating more peace and joy in your life. And if you're interested in the things that I have to say, I offer stuff in Kalamazoo and around surrounding cities. And my website is Infinite Bliss Yoga and Bodywork. And lately I like to talk, so if you have a class that you'd like me to come into and do something like this with, except more planned, I'd love to serve you. Otherwise, come down to Infinite Bliss and check out a yoga class or get a massage. It'd be so lovely to see you. And if you're from far away, send some blessings. I'll be sending prayers out to you.